Hey everyone, so we have episode 119 of Dragon Ball Super with the translated title, Unavoidable? The Fierce Stealth Attack. The manga shows us a clear rivalry between Beerus and Kitella. In fact, if we are to take the storyline of the manga into the anime, it was Kitella who actually defeated Beerus in an arm wrestling match. The first fight we see is that of Vegeta and Kato Pesla. So Kato Pesla decides to go into his ultimate mode, which raises both his speed and power by 300 times. Now before, his forms only increased either his speed by 300 times or his power by 300 times, but I was always thinking that that's not enough. In fact, I believe that this current transformation still isn't enough, but it's still much better than going against Vegeta half-baked. This time, Vegeta even went Super Saiyan, which is saying something about Kato Pesla since he didn't even bother going Super Saiyan against Ribrianne. So Kato Pesla decides to show Vegeta his ultimate attack called Kato Pesla, the final mission, and Vegeta counters it with a final flash, and even tells Kato Pesla that that is what a true final attack is like. To nobody's surprise, Vegeta won the beam struggle, or we can't even call it a beam struggle because the final flash just outright beat Kato Pesla. And just as he was about to continue attacking, Kato Pesla was tripped by something he did not see and knocked off the stage. The same thing happened to Vegeta, but Vegeta was able to grab a hold of the stage and get back on it. It turns out that this was the work of Universe Force Gamisaras, who I actually thought would be one of two bug people, but it turns out that instead of being a bug person, Gamisaras is simply an invisible being. Also one who can hide his energy. Gamisaras was even able to knock out Gohan, who was rescued by Piccolo. So Tien was suggesting that it might be an after-image attack, or some sort of instant transmission attack, and even Piccolo was saying that maybe it was another time skip user who wasn't hit. So Gamisaras was giving Android 18 a run for her money, and Piccolo rescued her with a hyper-explosion demon wave. Unfortunately, it did not hit its mark, and even Whis was saying that Piccolo used so much energy he can't keep doing it. So Gohan comes up with this idea to keep shooting ki blasts so that the dust will make Gamisaras visible, and once that was so, Piccolo was able to easily defeat him and knock him out of the stage. I was a bit disappointed because there's somewhat of a hype when it comes to Gamisaras, and his defeat seemed to come so quickly, so it was just a really short battle. Universe Force's next contender though is Shansa, who seems pretty harmless, but he creates illusions of the erased Universe 9 fighters. As expected, Universe 7 can't hit them because they're just illusions, but surprisingly, the illusions are able to hit our Universe 7 fighters. Turns out that there was another fighter using the illusions of Shansa as a distraction, and attacking the Universe 7 fighters. So Piccolo made haste and found Shansa and eliminated him too. Now, Universe Force's last fighter is Damon. I kept pronouncing this as Damon, but maybe that's the pronunciation for the English dub. At first they thought that this was another invisible person, and that this time they could sense his energy. But Kitella knew they were wrong and was even mocking them, pretending to be worried that they found out his secret. Sadly, Piccolo learned the hard way that he was wrong, and he was eliminated. He also almost eliminated Android 17, but Goku was there to his rescue. Of course, it was Android 17 who figured out that the reason they could sense his energy but not hit him was that because he was so small, this was the bug person. The tricky part is, aside from not being able to see him or catch him, is that they don't want to accidentally crush him or kill him either, because they would be disqualified. Android 17 starts making this plan. He confirms with Goku that Damon really doesn't have any wings, so that he's relying on jumping for his movement. In order to counter this, Goku kept smashing the ground so that he could not jump. Android 17 used a small ball of barrier in order to catch him, like one would catch a Pokemon with a Pokeball. He threw him outside the fighting stage, and there goes Universe 4. It was funny how Kitella was trying to take out his anger on him by trying to step on him, but it also got interested because when he was being erased by Zeno, he was claiming that he wouldn't allow himself to be erased. There was so much desperation in his eyes that I thought he was going to do something, maybe try to kill Zeno or try to hit the members of Universe 7 as a form of revenge before he goes out, but Zeno just erased him and that was that. So we end up with 12 minutes left until the tournament is over, and the only participants left are that of Universe 3, Universe 7, and Universe 11. I noticed that Dispo and Topo were on the lookout for Gamisaras when he was attacking, but Jiren didn't seem like he cared at all. It would have been interesting to see what kind of techniques Jiren would have used against them. After all, he seems to have something for everyone. Like when he fought Magicayo and even Hit, he had a counter to Hit's special time skip, which is no joke. Spoiler or not, it's pretty obvious at this point that the two universes who will be left going against each other are Universe 7 and Universe 11. As much as I want to see the Jiren versus Goku rematch that is almost all but certain, I'm curious to see if ending this tournament is the only way that this arc will end, or if the Grand Priest or maybe even Frieza will do something to disrupt it. Anyways, if you like this video, please hit that like button. And as usual, don't forget to subscribe for more great videos.